number 142-157, replacement of bridge number 6976, Industrial Park Road West over Gages Brook, and project number 142-158, replacement of bridge 6977, Gerber Drive over Gages Brook, both in the town of Tolland. Next slide. One more. There we go. Oh, sorry about that.
Technical difficulties. Sorry, those slides are moving forward.
Sorry for the technical difficulty. One moment.
And the slide is skipping.
No, that's okay. I'll just read it off. So in order to use closed captioning in Zoom, at the bottom portion of your screen, you can click Show Captions, click the speaking language, and select the language you would like from the list shown. Closed caption, including non-English translation options, will be available on YouTube after the live event. My name is Michelle Rame, and I'm the project engineer for the Federal Local Bridge Program. My contact information is as shown on the screen. You can reach me best by email. And now a quick overview for tonight's meeting will be to interact with the rest of the project team, explain the Federal Local Bridge Program Design Managed by State, or DMS program, project team introductions, as well as welcoming remarks by the Town of Tolland's town manager, followed by a formal presentation of the design progress. This will explain the condition of the existing bridge and define a purpose and need, as well as recommend a viable proposal. Please keep in mind that our design is only 30%, so this is at the time we go to the public for questions, comments, and concerns. Following the presentation will be an open forum for questions. I will now read this slide, Title VI, Civil Rights. No person shall, on the basis of race, color, or national origin, be excluded from participation or subject to discrimination in the development of this project. We highly encourage you to fill out the voluntary post-meeting survey located at the QR code shown, as well as the hyperlink. There's also a hyperlink to the Department's Office of Equity Title VI Civil Rights information. A recording of this presentation will be posted to the department's YouTube channel after the event, and closed captioning, including non-English translation options, will be available on Zoom and on YouTube. Next slide. Here is another slide of CTDOT Title VI Notice to the Public. Next slide. Here is the same slide again in Spanish. Next. During the presentation and the Q&A session, you can select the Q&A tool located at the bottom of the Zoom webinar window. There will be a pop-up window as shown on the screen. You will then type your question in the text box and click Answer. All questions submitted will be answered at the end of the formal presentation during the live Q&A session. If you're an audio-only participant, please dial *9 to raise and lower your hand. The question and comment period is open until August 19th, 2025. You are able to reach out to us by email at dot-flbp@ct.gov, by phone at 860-594-2020, which is a monitored voicemail line. So please reference project 142-157 or 142-158 in your voicemail. And lastly, we will be hosting a live Q&A at the end of the formal presentation. We also encourage you to visit the project webpage located at the hyperlink shown. It will also be posted in the chat. Even though the live Q&A is only available during tonight's live session, the comment period is open through August 19th. So if you think of any questions later on, you can still reach out to us over the next 2 weeks. Funding for these projects are through the department's federal local bridge program, Design Managed by State, or DMS program. In the past, under traditional federal program, there was an 80% federal reimbursement and 20% town match for design, rights-of-way, and construction. Under the DMS program, design, rights-of-way, and construction phases are now funded with a minimum of 80% federal and a maximum of 20% state funds. So design, rights-of-way, and construction are at zero cost to the town. And even though the department has taken on the design tasks, it is still a full partnership, and we are coordinating with the town at all key milestones. The goals of the DMS program are to provide a streamlined approach design using our DOT and consultant resources, aid the town in keeping their bridges in a state of good repair by effective use of federal funds, decrease project time from 48 to 60 months to a roughly 36-month design time schedule. Where applicable, utilize accelerated bridge construction or ABC techniques to shorten construction duration and to increase the number of municipal projects delivered to construction each year. Representing the department is Derek Lassard, our Division Chief of Bridges, Mark Burns, Supervising Engineer for the Local Bridge Program. As I said, I am Michelle Rame, Project Engineer for the Federal Local Bridge Program, and Zach Carino represents our Office of Rights-of-Way. Representing GM2 Associates, who is our consultant liaison engineer, who's taken the project to this milestone, are Mike Brady, Project Manager, Dan Carnine, Project Engineer, and Dinesh Kanagola, Project Engineer. Here is a brief slide showing key structural elements of a bridge. The driving or wearing surface is known as the deck. Protecting vehicles and pedestrians are the parapets, which will either be an open bridge rail system or in this visual, a concrete parapet. Supporting the deck and parapet is a superstructure. In the case of this diagram, it's made from steel beams. Supporting the superstructure are the abutments, and depending on the span length, a pier, or there may be multiple piers. And then for earth retaining are wing walls that form the substructure. Bridges are rated on a scale of 1 to 9, with 9 being in excellent condition and 1 being imminent failure. But bridges are inspected on a biannual basis by the department. If there are any major structural issues, the town will be alerted to take action immediately. I will now turn this over to Brian Foley, Town Manager, for some opening remarks. Brian?
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank our residents, our business owners, and our town council representative for attending this meeting and watching it tonight. I also want to thank our town staff, our DPW Director, Scott Lappin, and our projects manager, Megan Massa, for helping out with the meeting tonight. Most importantly, though, I want to thank the Governor, Lamont, Commissioner Eucalito, all the DOT staff for making these federal and town funds available to us here in the town of Tolland. At some point, these bridges would need to be replaced by either the town of Tolland or through this funding. So we're hoping to pursue this avenue where it will be at zero cost to the town. I thank you, and transparency and communication, obviously very important to us. That's why we're here tonight, to get any questions in open air here out for everyone, so everyone's clear on what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I will now turn it over to Dinesh Kanagola for the formal presentation. Dinesh?
Good evening, everyone. We're here to talk about the first project in presentation, project number 142157, replacement of bridge number 06976, Industrial Park Road West over Gages Brook in Tolland. The project is located approximately 0.2 miles southeast of intersection with Hartford Turnpike, which is Route 30. In this image, you can see Industrial Park Road West, Gerber Drive, Gages Brook, and both projects that we are presenting today, project 142157 and 142158. Northeast towards up. pointing up. Coming to the existing structure information, the existing bridge is a 3-cell corrugated metal pipe culvert, 3 6-foot diameter pipes, approximately 3 feet of fill above the culverts. Each pipe is measured around 74 feet long, and the length of the bridge along the roadway is around 24 feet. Bank full width for the channel is measured to be around 12 feet, and the roadway width is 30.5 feet, and the culvert is on a 25-degree skew to the roadway. Coming to the roadway information, Industrial Park Road West is classified as urban local road, has a average daily truck vehicle of 535 vehicles per day, average daily traffic, and has a posted speed limit of 25 miles per hour, and there are no sidewalks in current condition. The existing roadway has several utilities. We have overhead utilities, which consists of electric from Eversource, communications from Comcast and Frontier. There are underground utilities, which consists of Eversource Gas, Connecticut Water, Crown Castle for communications, and the sanitary sewer from town of Tolland. Utility coordinations are still ongoing with the utility companies. The current culvert is rated 4, which is in poor condition. The main driving factors for this are coating loss for the metal pipes, with 100% coating loss from 1 feet above the water surface. And there are several areas of 100% section loss with intermittent holes throughout the pipes. There are multiple locations of distorted rips. You can see more details in the coming pictures. In the images, you can see on the left, top left, you can see 100% section loss in the pipes. The bottom near the mud line. In one photo, you can see the steel pipes bulging in, and severe corrosion with loss of fill up to 8-inch deep. The purpose and need of the project is to address the structural deterioration and provide a resilient replacement structure. The existing culvert is in a poor condition. That said, the road is still safe to travel till construction. The proposed improvements include the existing pipes will be replaced with a bridge, a single span bridge, with a clear span of 28 feet between the abutments. That means we'll have a 28 feet wide channel for the Gages Brook in proposed conditions. The centerline bearing to centerline bearing, which is considered design span, is around 34 feet 2-inch long, and the roadway width will still be the same, 30 foot 6 inches curb to curb. It will accommodate 2 12-feet lanes and 2 3 foot 3 shoulders, 3 feet 3 inch shoulders, and the total out width of the bridge would be 34 feet. The superstructure will be supported on concrete abutments with foam liner finish for exposed substructural elements for aesthetics. In regards to safety improvements, there will be a metal bridge rail for protecting the traffic in proposed conditions, and there will be mesh guide rails along the approaches for safety. In this slide, you can see the proposed bridge section. The superstructure will be consisting of pre-stressed concrete beams with a concrete slab over it and bituminous concrete wearing surface, and concrete curb and metal bridge rail. As you can see, everything in orange is the proposed concrete elements, black is pavement, and the gray is open bridge railing. This will be the proposed bridge elevation in the slide. You can see the beams, the proposed superstructure, deck, bridge railing, and wing walls. The channel will have a riprap lining in between the abutments for slope stability and scour. and it will be topped with 12-inch natural cement material. You can see proposed roadway plan in this slide. Everything in orange is the structure limit, bridge limits. Yellow is reconstructed roadway limits, full depth construction. Green is grass area, and blue is water course. Everything in gray is existing pavement, which will remain as is without any disturbance. For reconstructing the bridges, this slide shows the concept of how the traffic is being maintained. The traffic for Industrial Park Road West has to be rerouted slightly south of the bridge to provide access to the properties east of Gages Brook. And this will be a temporary condition. The waterway will be maintained through combination of a temporary bypass pipe and sand barrels, while the existing pipes are being removed and proposed bridge is constructed. Traffic will be 2 lanes of traffic will be maintained at all times in this stage construction option, in this traffic option. Coming to the anticipated permits, the anticipated permits are Tolland inland wetland permits for work within waterway. We also have anticipate Army Corps of Engineers general permit for state of Connecticut, which is self-verification, and flood management certification is not anticipated because the drainage area is less than 1 square mile. There are a few property impacts for replacement of the bridge. In this slide, you can see 2 types of property impacts. We'll have partial takes of properties up north, and which is identified in blue. And there will be temporary construction easements needed to provide access to construction and also for the temporary roadway. For realigning the roadway temporarily during construction, which is identified in red. It will conclude project 140 to 157. We move on to project 140 to 158, which is replacement of bridge number 06977, Gerber Drive over Gages Brook in Tolland. Can see the project location. Gerber Drive is south of Industrial Park Road West. Bridge 06977 is approximately 0.1 miles south of the intersection with the Industrial Park Road West. The existing structure is a twin cell corrugated metal pipe with it's an elliptical pipe with 7 feet wide by 5 foot high dimensions. There is approximately 12 feet of cover above the pipes, and the culvert is on a 55-degree skew to the roadway, and the existing roadway is 34 feet wide, curb to curb. Due to the skew and length of the embankment fill above the culverts pipe is around 120 feet long each, and they are measured around 30 feet long along the roadway. Gerber Drive is classified as urban local road with 535 vehicles per day and a posted speed limit of 25 miles per hour. Currently, there are no sidewalks on Gerber Drive. Coming to the utilities, there are several utilities overhead and underground. Overhead utilities are electric from Eversource, communications from Comcast and Frontier. Underground utilities include gas from Eversource, water from Connecticut Water Company, have a sanitary sewer from the town of Tolland, and stormwater from town of Tolland. Utility coordinations are still ongoing for utility replacements, relocations. The culvert condition is rated a 4, which is a poor condition due to 100% coating loss of the pipes at the water line, with moderate corrosion and up to 100% section loss at the inlets. There are also several joints that are misaligned, with to half feet and around 1.5 feet of penetrations behind the pipe. In this slide, you can see the pictures for the deterioration. You can see the offsets in the barrels in one of the photos from between the joints, the barrel joints. There is undermining of one barrel. You can see the corrosion of the pipes, and also severe corrosion and up to 100% loss in the bottom right picture. The purpose and need of the project is to address the structural deterioration and provide resilient replacement structure. Even though the culvert is in a poor condition, the roadway is still safe for travels. Coming to the proposed improvements, bridge will have a 28 feet clear span between the abutments. It's a precast concrete arch will be the proposed option here, and there will be a 7-foot 7-inch raise for hydraulics, and there will be approximately 5 feet of fill above the culvert. The curb to curb roadway width would still be the same. Existing is 34 feet, proposed will be 34 feet. It would accommodate 2 12-feet travel lanes and 2 5-feet shoulders. There will be roadside safety installed at the curbs, which should be a mesh guide rail. In this view, you can see the proposed culvert precast, which is a precast concrete arch in orange, and we'll also have wing walls which are shown. The foundations for the arch would be pile supported foundation for deep foundations. You can also see the proposed guide rail in gray. This is a longitudinal section of the culvert. You can see the flow direction, flow moves from right to left. There are several utilities buried under the roadway, and there are overhead utilities. All the utilities will have to be relocated from their current condition for stage construction. You can see the proposed roadway plan in this slide. Everything in yellow is the roadway limits for full depth construction. Green is the grass cut fill lines for grass embankments, and orange is the proposed structure limits. And blue is Gages Brook, and we also can see the retention pond towards west of Gages Brook. The bridge will have to be replaced in stages to maintain traffic during construction. The staging concept includes maintaining alternating one-way traffic with signalized with temporary traffic signals on either side. In stage one, there will be 2 stages of construction. In stage one, the existing roadway will have to be temporarily widened, and there will be temporary retaining walls to allow for supporting the roadway during construction. Everything in yellow is the temporary roadway widening limits identified here, and utilities will have to be temporarily relocated under the temporary widening limits. So a portion of the new culvert can be built, which is identified in orange. The roadway will be supported using temporary earth retaining systems to support the embankment and also work in a closed coffer dam to control groundwater. Moving on to stage 2. Once the stage 1 portion of the culvert is built, traffic will be shifted towards east, with still maintaining one lane or alternating one-way traffic with temporary traffic signals, and the remainder of the culvert will be built in the stage to complete construction. Anticipated permits for the bridge replacement and the bridge replacement are Tolland inland wetland permits, US Army Corps of Engineers self-verification. Flood management certification is not required because the drainage area is less than 1 square mile. The replacement comes with few property impacts. we see two type of property impacts here: partial takes and construction easements. We have two properties with partial takes to the one towards the west and one towards the east, and there's one property with temporary construction easements towards south, identified in red. Anticipated schedule and cost for both the projects. Both the projects are anticipated to start in spring of 2027. The schedule is subject to right-of-way and permit approvals. It is expected that the construction duration will be 4 years, 2 seasons per bridge. The staging for these two projects will be one bridge will be done first, so it will be one after the other, sequentially. The construction cost for bridge number 06976, which is Industrial Park Road West, is approximately $3.2 million, and Gerber Drive is $4.7 million. The construction is through a combination of federal and state funds, 80% federal and 20% state. There is no cost to the town during construction. Please note that the schedule and costs are preliminary and subject to change as the design progresses. This slide presents an alternative means of maintaining traffic during construction for both the bridges. This would include a temporary roadway concept utilizing the property parallel to Gerber Drive to maintain traffic. This is very preliminary stage layout. The concept includes diverting traffic from Industrial Park Road West through the driveway while maintaining traffic on Gerber Drive and doing replacing bridge 06977. The advantage of this will reduce the construction duration of both the projects by 1 season each. So originally the project duration was 4 construction years, and with this option we can reduce it down to 2 seasons by maintaining traffic offline when the culverts bridges are being replaced. We can use this as alternative when we are working on Industrial Park Road West. All traffic on all traffic towards the properties can be diverted to Gerber Drive and through the temporary driveway. Vice versa, if you're working on Gerber Drive, you can use Industrial Park Road West, the temporary roadway, to go past the construction zone and replace 06977 in one stage. There will be reduction in construction costs and incidental costs, and it will also minimize traffic impacts with 2 lanes always open. The current scheme includes one-way alternating traffic on Gerber Drive with 2 stages. The coordination is still ongoing with the town and the property owner regarding utilizing the driveway for the temporary roadway concept. Moving on to rights of way, Zach.
Yep, thanks, Dinesh. So my name is Zach Carino, and I'm the project coordinator with the Department's Division of Rights of Way. Our office is responsible for acquiring the property rights that are needed for different transportation projects. So as Dinesh noted, both of these projects will require the acquisition of property rights. So I'll be giving a brief overview of our acquisition process. Before I begin, I'd just like to mention that specific impacts are still being finalized, and they may change as the design progresses, and that any required property rights will be acquired in accordance with Connecticut General Statute sections 13A73 and 13A90E, as well as the Uniform Act. So the right-of-way acquisition process begins once the design has progressed to a development milestone and all the impacts have been determined. At this point, each affected property owner will receive a formal letter of intent to acquire from our office, along with a property map which depicts the exact property rights to be acquired. So on the screen here is an example of a property map that an owner may receive. It's going to be showing the existing conditions as well as the proposed improvements, similar to the slides you were seeing earlier. Then our office will determine the fair market value of those property rights which are depicted on that map and use it to establish an offer of just compensation. That offer will be sent out to the property owner in writing, and a right-of-way agent will be available to meet with the property owner, explain the project, go over the specific impacts to their property, and explain how the state arrived at its offer. The property owner will be given a reasonable amount of time, typically 30 days, to consider the state's offer and enter into negotiations. When an agreement is reached, the department will prepare all the necessary paperwork to record the deed and property map on the town land records. However, if agreement cannot be reached, in order to keep on schedule, the department may acquire the property rights to its power of eminent domain. In that event, the state files a notice of condemnation in the Superior Court, along with a monetary deposit in the amount of the state's original offer. The owner would have 6 months from that date to file an appeal if they felt that the state's offer was inadequate. Whether or not the owner chooses to appeal, the money deposited in the court is still available to be withdrawn by the owner. It's important to note that the state only acquires property rights that are specific for these projects. If there are any questions regarding the right-of-way acquisition process, I can answer them after the presentation. We do the Q&A. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach and Dinesh. It is now time for our live Q&A portion of the presentation. I just want to mention the comment period is open through Tuesday, August 19th of 2025. You can send us your questions by email at dot-flbp@ct.gov or by phone at 860-594-2020, or you can send us your questions now using the Q&A function located at the bottom of the screen. As of now, we don't have any questions, but we will give it a few minutes to let anybody have the opportunity to ask them. I've also posted the project webpage in the chat again, which is where you can go to receive relevant information of anything that's happening with the project as things are happening. And again, if you think of anything, if you can't think of anything right now, but come up with questions later on, the comment period is open until August 19th. And so you can send us your questions to our email at dot-flbp@ct.gov or by phone at 860-594-2020. Please make sure to reference the project number, either 142-157 or 142-158, so we know which project you're referencing. Still no questions as of now, but we'll stay a couple more minutes just to give anybody the opportunity. Okay, seeing no questions, we'll wrap up tonight's meeting. Thank you all for attending. Again, I want to reiterate that the comment period is open until August 19th. So please, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us by email at dot-flbp@ct.gov or by phone at 860-594-2020. Please reference project number 142-157 or project 142-158 in your voicemail. And also the project webpage is in the chat. Additionally, please follow the link to fill out our voluntary survey after this presentation. It helps with our future presentations. Thanks again. I hope you have a great evening. Stay cool and stay hydrated. Take care.